The Grow My Cleaning Company podcast helps owners of cleaning companies just like you to grow your company and yourself so you can make more money and finally get the time and money freedom that probably got you into this business. Discover how to automate and create systems that allow you to grow like crazy without losing control. If you dig the show and want to show some love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. It really helps. Enjoy the show.
Hello, Clean Nation. Tracy Thompson here, and I am joined by the amazing, lovely Renee Kraus. Say hi, Renee.
Hi, everyone.
I'll take a few seconds here to introduce the amazing Renee to all of you out there in Clean Nation, and then we're just going to dive right in because Renee has a really cool, awesome story, and she has done so much in such a short amount of time that I've known her personally. So let's just dive right in. All right, so Miss Renee Kraus started Renee's Cleaning Service in April 2013. So she's been in the business a little bit in Chaplin, Connecticut. And her slogan is, "We make homes clean and happy." And she definitely does. So clearly she does residential. And she's been in our world for how long has it been now, Renee?
Just about a year.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Between Elite and, because I did Elite first. So.
Right. Yes, about a year. And in that year's time, woo, what a ride. What a ride. You have just gone through so many changes and so much evolution and growth. But we're going to get to that in a second. What I'd like to do is start with, where did you kind of give us a little origin story, just a couple minutes on where you started and what made you realize you needed a change?
Oh, you mean to grow the business?
Yeah. Before you kind of came into our world officially, tell us a little bit about how you grew the business up to where you were and why, what was that? Oh gosh, I've got to change things. Something has to change. What was that moment?
Well, I had done several other programs that were not cleaning specific. Like things with Jack Canfield, Patty Aubrey, a couple other things like that, some business type things. And I really need somebody who knows the cleaning business, because all these other people, not that they aren't wonderful and they're super helpful, but they are not specific.
Right.
And they don't necessarily understand a great way to hire team members for our specific business. They have generals that work really well. And as you grow in your mindset and in your business, you tend to need more specific things.
I totally agree with that. And maybe for Clean Nation, you can give an example of where, like in the business, where were you feeling stuck or frustrated that really prompted you to go, okay, I need to take this to the next level. I need to get more specific support and coaching and mentorship. What was that thing in your business that was frustrating?
Well, there were two things. One, I needed to teach my monkey to go eat a banana someplace else.
No, she's referring to the monkey mind. That's what we talk about. That part of our brain that goes a little crazy sometimes.
Right. So I was getting in my own way, although I didn't realize that. But now I've learned that was part of the problem. And now I can recognize that before you spiral out and you think the whole world is coming to an end and your chicken little, the sky is falling. So one of the best things is that I can recognize it before that happens. But I knew that the hardest part between the monkey mind and hiring, I knew I had to be doing something. There was a dot I wasn't connecting. And I knew, I was like, wait a minute, cleaning, cleaning, coaching. Oh, there we go. They might know the dot and they can probably help me do the line. So yeah, that was the biggest thing. Although now, of course, when you hit one hurdle and you jump through that one, you've always got a couple more you're going through. So
Always.
Which is great. And then, but that was really it. And I'm so grateful that y'all helped me.
Well, I want to hone in on one thing that I remember, because I spoke to you early on. We had one of the first calls when you came into the program, and I know at that time you were still cleaning, and working in the business, and not as much on the business. And I know hiring was a big part of how you got out of cleaning. But maybe you can share a little bit more about what that old mindset, the monkey mindset, was about cleaning, you doing the cleaning and not, that whole dynamic that shifted for you. Because I know that was a really big breakthrough for you in getting out of the field, getting out of cleaning yourself, and really embracing hiring and the hiring funnel.
Okay, so that's part of getting out of your own way. Because you have to change your identity, who you see yourself as. Okay. Yes. So I'd had bosses in the past that were so out of touch with what happened in the field. And I said, I never wanted to be that way. So I kept myself in the field. Now you can be out of the field and still have a connection to the field.
Wow. That I just want to pause for a second. Clean Nation, you have to pay attention, because this is one of those distinctions, those sort of almost hidden distinctions that make such a big difference. So those of you out there who are thinking, oh, well, I don't want to, like Renee said, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that boss that sits in an ivory tower office, totally disconnected, doesn't really get it, doesn't know what customers really want, doesn't understand what it's like to be the cleaner, and that's keeping you out in the field cleaning. Listen up, because this is one area that Renee really mastered and shifted that mindset first, and then started her hiring funnel. So go on, Renee, share some more. This is great.
Well, so once you can get over yourself, and I'm saying that as like, that's not a not it. That's a, hey, right here, this lady right here had to get over herself. That, thank goodness I'm not the best cleaner anymore. Good grievy. And that's all thanks to you and Suzanne, by the way, just so you know.
And shifting your identity. That's what you said, right? You had to shift your identity from a cleaner and being the best cleaner and being in touch in that way. So how did you change that identity? What did that look like when you changed your identity? Tell us about that.
I think it was like, it's not overnight. So I don't want anybody to be like, oh, she ate a chocolate bar and changed her mind. No, like that is what, it's not like that. It's a process, and it can, like, for me, it took me a while. Some people are quicker at it, but once you understand that your business needs you in a different way, like if I'm cleaning, because I am the best at kitchens, let me tell you, then I cannot be outbidding. I cannot be popping in to say hey to some new team members and make sure that your new trainees are smiling and laughing, and give them a little pats on the back and atta-girls. So
creating culture.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so that if you're cleaning, you can't do that.
That's right.
So I had to make a choice.
Mm.
And I chose to have a great culture and grow the business.
And systems.
And systems.
Yes.
And I was not a good systems person. And if any of y'all are tech, like, oh my God, I hate it, that would be me. But if I can do it, anybody can, because good gravy, I'm still can't, like, no. It takes me a little bit longer to get used to the new systems and get them rolling, especially apps and things. But so but you just have to make a choice. It's about choice.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so true. And Renee, for all of those Clean Nation members out there, and you know who you are, because we all know, we've all done this, where we say, well, I just need to know, and then fill in the blank. I just need to know where the good candidates are and hire, and then I'll have a better or different attitude or mindset, or I'll see myself differently, or then I'll get out of the field. But what you're saying, this is really good and so important. What you're saying is you had to choose first. You had to choose your identity, your new identity of being an owner and doing owner big brain work instead of being the cleaner who was maybe the best cleaner on the planet or whatever, but that took you out of the field or out of the office and out of the leadership position to grow your business. So it was a choice first. So you had to choose, you had to shift your mindset first, and then you were able to embrace and develop systems and culture and so forth. So that's really, really important, is choice. Choose first. Love that.
Yeah, you do have to choose first. And it's a be, do, have, not do, be, have. Like, you have to choose to be XYZ.
Be the owner, be the leader. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And whatever words you want, and know that sometimes it's scary, and sometimes you're going to feel like there were many times, and Tracy can tell you, that I've called and been like, Tracy, the sky is really falling this time. Oh my God. Blah, 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 blah. Right?
Monkey mind.
And in the beginning, you may not recognize that. That's a process to be able to catch it before you're like, oh my God. Right? So you know that these things will happen, and it's okay, because you will learn to catch them before the sky is falling. So then you can just send an email and be like, Tracy, I think that XYZ, and I'm feeling XYZ, and this is what I did about it. Thoughts, please. Thank you. Instead of like a whole freak out.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. I love that. And it's so true. And I love that you said, and let everybody kind of off the hook, so to speak, in that thinking that it's a one and done thing, that, one mindset shift or one choice alone isn't the complete solution. So I love that you said it's a practice. It's an evolution, and it happens over time. And here's what I find, Renee, and tell me if this was true for you. When we try to do these things sort of by ourselves in a silo, kind of on our own, what was like prior to when you came to us, when you were rattling around with this on your own, what was the difference between trying to do this on your own and having support? Tell us about that. What was that like?
Well, when you're doing it yourself, you think that you're all good until something really happens, and like the bruise on your forehead from banging your head against the wall is big enough. And then you're like, dang, there's got to be something. And so you're searching the internet for blah, blah, blah. But people in fake airplanes aren't your geek. So, which is cool, because I'm a real person. and with real things like children and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I wanted to find people that were real, because you'll join other programs, and if your core values don't mesh with theirs, then you're still going to be by yourself. And this is a smaller group. Like in some of those bigger things, there's like, don't get me wrong, some of those people are super nice. I know people all over the country from them. They're super nice. But with a smaller group, you can actually call them and be like, hey, Marcus, I was trying this, and this. Hey, Nick, how did you get your funnel working so well? Can you take a look at mine? Or
and they're not competitive with you, right?
No,
Isn't that
not
amazing?
at all. Everybody in our group is super helpful. It doesn't matter if it's Roger, who's commercial, or Marcus is residential, but in the Midwest. If he called me or his wife called me, it doesn't matter. If I can help them, I'm more than happy. And we're not competitive with each other. We're helping each other become better people so that we can become better business owners. So, and the weirdest thing, you're going to think this is the craziest thing. Well, you won't, Tracy, but Cleaning Nation might. As you become a better person and you become a better business leader, your business grows.
Wow. Yes. And I just want to give Clean Nation a little bit of context here. From the time you started with us, how much has your business grown? Like, let's get into some of the numbers so that people, they can kind of wrap their head around, like, did you grow it by 20%?
On Wednesday, you're gonna see my numbers, because we have our call. And in 1 year, please don't let this be a jinxie jinx. No jinxies count. I tell you, no jinxies count. I doubled.
Wow. You've doubled your business in a year.
And I had a 24% flow through in October. And
you're out of cleaning, right? And you're building a team and your culture. You have core values matched people. That is absolutely amazing. So Clean Nation, I want you to hear this. If you're in that space where you feel like you got bruises on your forehead, as Renee said, because you've been banging your head against the same wall for a long time, maybe you have felt stuck and frustrated and alone. Renee is such a shining example of, and I want to just reiterate what you've said today, because it's so, so, so important. Number one, choose to do something different. Choose to shift how you've been seeing yourself, your identity, your business, your role in the business. Choose to see yourself differently. That's the number one. And maybe the very first choice you need to make about yourself in the business is that you are capable of change, that you can, even if it's scary, even if, like Renee said, at first it was hard. It wasn't easy for you to let go of that old identity of being the cleaner and being the one who had the relationships, and you were certain that your clients wouldn't like it, and all the monkey mind stuff that comes in.
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh my God. I remember that. I would be like, no, Tracy, we can't, because blah, 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 blah. Story. Oh my gosh.
So true. And there's probably a lot of you out there that are at that point. But as Renee said, there will come a time, and maybe that is right now for you, Clean Nation. Maybe that time, that moment, as we close in right now closing in on the end of 2021, maybe you're saying to yourself, this is it. I'm done banging my head against the wall. I really am ready to change. I'm going to choose, and then I'm going to take action, because choice or decisions without action is just a fantasy. Okay, you got to take action, right, Renee?
Oh, yes. Yeah, there's a difference between a dream and a goal.
Yeah, very well said. Perfect. Exactly. A dream is just a thought, a fantasy, oh, wouldn't it be nice? And a goal is when you say, I'm doing this one way or another. I am going to do this. I am going to grow my business. I'm going to get out of cleaning. If you're Renee, you double your business in a year. Woo, that's awesome. All right. So Renee, now we got the lightning round. What's the one biggest piece of advice that you'd like to give to Clean Nation? Maybe something that isn't necessarily the most obvious thing.
Keep a journal and make sure that you write down. And I use journals as in books. Like, doesn't matter if you go and get a notebook from the dollar store or what it is, or if you keep it in, Google Sheets or whatever. But so that you can see the positive movement that you are having, and you can watch how you're changing and your business is changing.
Ooh, I like that, Renee. So if you out there right now, I want to just add to what you just said. I love that. Journal. Why journaling? And I will just add, as a mindset coach, there is something about putting anything in writing it down, getting it out of your head and putting it on paper where you can literally see it, and then continue to write down your progress, like every day. This is part of our sort of gratitude, if you will, gratitude, celebration, acknowledgement for the growth you are making. So powerful. It's so important, because too often it's easy for us to feel like I'm not making progress. I'm not changing. I have all these great goals and these great intentions, but all I see is the mountain ahead of me. All I see is the stuff I haven't done yet. Oh my gosh. So I love that. Journal. Keep a journal of your successes, your accomplishments, and celebrate. Every day, find one thing, at least one thing to celebrate. Love that.
Yes, you have to, because there's going to be days where you got the poops on your head, and and so it's super important to be able to be like, okay, well, that wasn't my bestest thing, but look at these 5 other days so that you can get back on track.
Love it. Love it. Okay. One last question, and then we will close this up. This has been gold. Okay. What's the one biggest myth or misunderstanding in the cleaning business that you can shed some light on? Biggest myth.
Biggest myth. That everybody has to clean a certain way, and that's the only way to do it.
Interesting.
Because if you talk to all of us, all of our customers have clean houses. Our customers have clean and happy houses. But everybody has their own things, right? And Marcus has his own thing. And anyways, and Denise does her own thing. So there are many ways to get the same thing accomplished.
I love that. And here's what I heard you say with that. At the core, even at its base, the principle behind it is that it's great to learn, and it's wonderful you don't have to turn into someone else. You don't have to become a robot and say, oh, it's this one way. Renee, teach me exactly how you clean houses. On a bigger scale, there are systems that are guidelines that help you guide your business. And when you built on success, when you use those, generally speaking, you make them your own. That's it. That's what I'm hearing you say, is you make them your own and you keep moving forward individually. So it doesn't mean that you have to give up who you are. We're not the Borg. You're
Yes.
not, right? You retain your individualism and the way that you like to do things within. Culture is you talked about that, building culture, for example. That speaks to, I think, what you're saying at its core is that you can still be individual and have good systems in your business so that it's duplicatable over and over for you. Love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It absolutely has to be duplicatable. Because otherwise, if it's not systematized at some point, it will not, you can't grow. If you're an individual cleaner and that's what you want to do, that's fantastic. I did it that way for 4 years when my daughter was really young, because I wanted to be able to drop off, pick up, and be a mommy and all that kind of stuff for a little one. But in order to grow, systematizing something does not mean losing your soul and your personality.
Right. Or your freedom. That's another myth, that systems cause you to lose your freedom. Oh, no, we can't have that. No. In fact, systems give you more freedom because, and that's one thing that's one of the reasons you've been able to scale and grow your business in the way that you have is by embracing individually with your own personality, with your own core values, adopt systems that have given you and your team and your people more freedom, not less freedom, right?
Completely. It's like the opposite of what you think it will do.
Right. We call that counterintuitive. Absolutely.
Yes,
All right. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much, Renee, for sharing with us, giving us these golden nuggets of insight. And Clean Nation, if you're out there banging your head against the wall, stop doing that. Don't do that. Reach out, get some support. We are here. If you go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk, you can get on with a talented, amazing coach. You might even get to talk to Mike directly. That's possible right now. He's actually picking up the phone and talking to people these days. So I don't know how long this will last. So if you're listening to this podcast recently, then go to growmycleaningcompany.com/Mike/talk, and you may get the opportunity to speak to Mike himself. Can't promise that, but I'm just saying it's possible. At the very least, get support, do something different, make a choice, just like Renee said. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Renee. It was wonderful having you here, and we will see you on the other side.
Thank you so much, everybody. Good luck.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, here we are, the end of the podcast, and you made it. Great job. I've got a little bonus for you for sticking through with me, but like I mentioned before, if you got value out of this podcast and you want to show a little love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever the heck you're listening to this thing. Share with a friend, share the love. And as a special thank you for those of you that stuck with me to the end, how about I give you my personal phone number so we can text? It's a great way for me to get to know you, your business, your goals personally. So shoot me a text now, 602-932-6431. 602-932-6431. I am the only one who responds to these texts, and I will personally respond to everyone I possibly can as long as this number is manned. Don't know how long we're going to keep this at the end of the podcast, so grab it now. 602-932-6431. Give me a text, say hey, can't wait to meet you.